All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem. Rachahak with dash double honor to the elders and apostles that can millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom Barakathon. And I'm going to just title this Grumblings in the Bottomless Pit. Grumblings in the Bottomless Pit. And the inspiration for that lesson is all of the turmoil going up with the infighting and the back and forth between the EU, all right, and the war that's being set up between, really within the Western powers, the Western hegemony, which makes up of America, basically NATO, which is America, Canada, and the European Union. All right, there's a lot of controversy going around and fighting, and we can only imagine what's being said behind closed doors. And a lot of this, tension have been building for a while, but this has been recently exacerbated with this guy Zelensky getting told, to pound sand, for lack of a better term, because it's all corrupt, it's all scandalous. All right, this guy Zelensky is talking about, well, we didn't have 350 or 500 billion in minerals, we only got 20 billion, not in minerals, but in terms of the money that they gave him, and so basically that money that they printed, that 300 plus billion dollars, they basically don't know where it went. Well, Zelensky obviously knew where it went because they gave it to him, but on paper, they're supposed to be able to track these things or where they go because, that's supposed to be a national security risk. You have these high military grade weapons and weapon systems, all right, and then all of a sudden they end up in the hands of an Al-Qaeda or something like that. So they're supposed to track it, but did they bother tracking it? No, because it was all a money grab. It was all let's just print the money and give it to us. And that's how Europe has been operating. But Donald Trump, being somewhat of a maverick, he's not really playing that game. He's got a chip on his shoulder and he's proud, just like all the Edomites are. But now they're getting proud within each other, and so Europeans are going through it. Putin is starting to side a little bit closer to Donald Trump, and they all want Europe wants to take over Russia. That's really what this thing is about. They want to back the Ukrainians and they want to push east towards Russia. And Donald Trump don't really have no issue with Russia like that. He just wants to make the best deal. And ultimately they don't really want smoke with Russia. They don't really want a hot war with Russia. And although Russians have their casualties with boots on the ground, they haven't really sent in their real hitters. All of those men that died in Russia, those were men that were pretty much inexperienced, and you had a lot of men that didn't die that got battle hardened, and they got a lot of military experience now. So the new Russia that you're going to have to face now is going to be it's going to have way more teeth, way more bite to it, because the plan was for them to was to use America's money to give it to Ukraine, to deplete the Russian army, all right? But they're not getting depleted, North Korea gave them 12,000 soldiers. Now those 12,000 soldiers are gone now. Apparently, that's what they say. But China can back them, and if China don't have it, then Iran can back them. So it's not just grumblings in Europe. It's not just Russia versus America or Russia versus the EU. This is going to be the third world war. Okay, the third world that the scriptures speak about, Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right, the valley of decision. Okay, and this is when this goes down. All right, this will be pretty much at the same time as the Charagma gets brought out. So this is why we're looking forward to it, and this is why you don't really have time to worry about drama. All right, because these things are unfolding as we speak. And like Apostle Paul said, in was it 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, all right, when it says, though they say peace and safety, sudden destruction shall come. But before that, he speaks about us, the brethren, we not being caught sleep, we are the children of the light, where we walk as I'm butchering it, but we're in the day, all right? We're the children of the day, of the light. That means we see clearly what's going on. We're not going to be caught off guard by it. These people are, including people that know that they're Israelites. There's going to be members preaching, all right, are out on the highways and byways teaching and preaching, and then they're still going to get caught off guard. Why? Because they're not in the right spirit. They're not in the spirit of a watchman, which is what's required of us. Okay? That's what's required of us. The Lord is not playing around. He's not saving a camp or a camp name. He's not saving, men by their works. All right? Your works are simply an indicator that you're of the elect. That's not going to make you of the elect. Okay? So you gotta. I keep repeating this over and over again, because once the Lord shuts this down, man, like Canada is threatening to shut down the power on America. When it gets cold. Like recently, that's in the news. I told the brothers to do a lesson on it, last night. Because Canada's turning against it. So, like we always speak about that spirit of division in the earth, it's definitely here, man. Because Donald Trump didn't just rub the EU the wrong way, threatening to pull out of NATO, talking about they spend more money, than they put in, which is true. All right. But he's speaking it proudly against Canada as well, and Mexico, Even back then, he's saying they're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. Just proud, man. Renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, And there's a reason why this guy was elected, and he has a different spirit on him this time. Donald Trump does not have the same spirit on him as he did in his first election, okay? He's obviously more emboldened, okay? More proud, okay? He's trying to leave a legacy, all right? He's signing hella executive orders, and you can't even keep up with him, okay? You have a guy that kind of explain, 6777 kind of. You have a guy that tries to explain, this is what this executive order does, but he just gives you like a 1-2 sentence outline of what it is, all right? And he doesn't read the whole executive order, all right? Donald Trump just signs it. But if you were to go and look him up, you'd probably find a lot more on him, which I haven't had a chance to do myself, because we already know he's the devil and he's already up to something. He's already up to no good. And we know how this whole thing ends anyway, We know how it ends anyway. There's more details, but when you get caught in the details, sometimes it puts you down, too much speculation, because at the end of the day, the Lord gave us what we needed, which we will know the season in which he's going to come back, but not the exact day. All right. So keep these things in mind and stay praying, man. Stay fervent. Put up curses on the wicked. All right. Including that nigga Alazar. All right. Put up curses on America. Definitely. Put prayers up for the Akim, for the elect. Pray for the elect. All right. And hasten this thing, man. All right. Take this next week serious. We're in a cleansing period. It's about to be spring cleaning. You gotta watch it this time of year. Because Passover is next week, and we want to be worthy. To the best that we can. We know none of us are worthy, but we want to be worthy as much as we possibly can. In this world, that the Lord will accept. Our sacrifice. And that we're protected from Jacob's trouble, pretty much. Really, all danger, So I end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. On to the next. Shalom.